Hey yo, baby D, get your little ass over here on the mic, man. Show these other little niggas they can't fuck with the Dangerous Crew, man. Spit that shit.
Shit on gold chain, gold glasses, prime time like Dion.
Hey, can't do the Quan, do the Dion. You hear me?
He don't speak on me, I don't compete with a peon. Flying a bundle like my name was Dion.
What's up? Man, 5:30 a.m. April 22nd, aka my birthday, aka Earth Day, aka 422, the angelic number that I see every day for about the last 5 years. That's my my representation between me and God, because he knows how much I stress about surviving, being low on funds, trying to make it, you know what I'm saying? And he knows that, so he put it in my life. You know, once upon a time when I used to do this little thing, I used to flip through my Bible, and wherever I landed, that's what I would read, right? So one of these times I landed on Lamentations 4:22. Lamentations 4:22 is basically just telling the tribe of Judah, who is essentially one of the 12 tribes of Israel, which were black people, that even though they sinned and they were being punished for their sins, God sees that their karmic debt has been paid to them, and now they're going to start to get a little bit of leniency from their punishment. But Edom, the Edomites, they're now going to be punished for everything that they did wrong to the tribe of Judah, which are the black people. And I find solace in that, you know what I'm saying, knowing that God finally sees that my karmic debt has been paid for all the sinning I used to do when I was young, being a whoremonger and, you know, selling drugs and being violent and stuff like that. Because I kept seeing the number, so I wanted to see what God would show me that this number meant, because I used to see it 10, 15, 20 times a day. A car passed by me with 422 on the tag, or, you know, I see a trailer that passed by me and it'll be 31022, or, you know what I'm saying, 224 in reverse on a freaking building.
Messages are it.
It's the beat show.
For all of the its, kbb.com.
Join in the NAACP.
Noise bigger.
Knowing that these fellas must be jealous. They wanna.
And I said, why do I keep seeing this number 422? Not only is it my birthday, I know that, God, but it's got to be something deeper. Why you keep showing me 422, man? So, that's the significance of the 422 for me. But I want to talk about loyalty, man. People ask me why I work on my birthday. Well, the simple answer would be because I'm loyal to the hustle. You know what I'm saying? I'm loyal to the grind. The more elaborate answer would be because I've been in survival mode ever since I had my first child. I've never been one of the ones that like to beg or ask people for anything. So ever since I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, then I had my first child when I was like 20, I think. And then I got put on child support for my son, my firstborn. It's been a constant thing in my life to just work. You know what I'm saying? Because in Mississippi, if you get so far behind on your child support, they'll take your license for you. And my whole existence in life has been working. So if I got behind on my child support, then I wouldn't be able to get a job because I wouldn't have a license. I couldn't ask anybody around me for anything because I'm not that type of person. And they might not have had it because they were fighting their own financial battles. So the only thing that's been consistent in my life is the hustle and the grind. I never asked nobody for nothing. I never asked nobody to pay my bills. I never asked to borrow no money. I just make do with the hustle. I'm loyal to the hustle. So in today's time, 4/22/2025, why am I at work today? Because coming down here, I moved down here in the New Orleans area, man, with like $25,000, $30,000 liquid cash money. You know what I'm saying? After hustling, the profit off flipping my house, and just saving up money from the grind, right? Well, when I first got down here, I was set up on a job working for an ABF freight company, pulling doubles for them. I was promised $17 to start out. And then after my 90 days, I was supposed to get bumped up to like $20. And the job was contingent on whether or not this elder person that was working in the position that I applied for, whether he was going to leave for his retirement within like 3-4 months of me being there. So lo and behold, I'm just making do, with this $17 an hour stuff. Now, I done came from up in Jackson where I was making $1,500 a week. You know what I'm saying? I come down here to the south, this further south, and I'm making like $700 a week, bro. I got $1,000+ on rent. I got a car note. I got child support. My other kid to take care of. I got to eat. I got to have gas. I got to have groceries. And I'm making $700. So, needless to say, that 25, 30 liquid cash money, you run through that so fast just trying to put this with your check to be able to stay afloat without having to ask anybody for anything, right? So, lo and behold, bro, I got to my 90 days, and the the people didn't bump my pay up from $17 to $20. So, you know, the back-breaking work that they was putting me through was something I had done for 5 years since I had left Jackson. So I said, you know what? This is an integrity decision right here. And even though I don't want to revert to something that's worse, I'm going to make the decision to leave this, because they just going to play me like a fool and tell me either take it or leave it. Hold on. But anyway, like I was saying, I thought the store had opened up where I'm sitting at. But anyway, so yeah, man. So, shit, man, trying to put that $700 and then bringing your money that you came down here with, that was going to be your little cushion for the transition of moving down here, you know, that shit'll deplete your funds fast, man. So, you know, I made the conscious decision to choose my integrity and my dignity over somebody telling me, take this $1,700, take it or leave it. Where they paying me $750, where I just came from making $1,500 for less work. So I ended up leaving that company, man, and I got with this furniture company called AFD, American Factory Direct, down here on the coast. The Como family, they got businesses from New Orleans all the way over to, I think, Mobile or something like that, or Mississippi area over there, but they specialize in high-end furniture. You know, the rich people go buy their furniture from them, you know, ballers down here, you know what I'm saying, millionaires, and should go shop with them, $5,000 beds and all this type of stuff. So they hired me as a transport driver. Don't ever be ashamed of who you are. Not everybody is meant to share the same lifestyle. Not everybody is willing to compromise their morals and integrity for money and idolization. I remember drug dealers and entertainers used to throw it in our face how much more wealthy they were than a working man. But one thing they didn't take into consideration was what God said about pride. God said pride comes before destruction, which in these terms of today will be translated into, hey, don't get too cute and start looking down on people because you're seeing a little money, cuz. Nothing could have been truer, as we've seen the biggest entertainers fall to their knees and embarrassingly hide their faces while being forced by life's chains of events to drive Ubers, start OnlyFans pages, which is another form of prostitution deferred, and apparent diminished confidence. So again, great working man of morals and faith, that one day God will restore dominion. Stay strong, stay faithful, and remember that this current punishment will too pay us 100. So what I would do was take the furniture from the Covington location, which is right outside of New Orleans, the North Shore, which is essentially above Lake Pontchartrain. Anything above Lake Pontchartrain on that 10 corridor or 12 corridor is called the North Shore. Anything below Lake Pontchartrain is called the South Shore, down by New Orleans and stuff. That's the South Shore, and the North Shore is above. So I used to drive from Mississippi, past Christian, Mississippi, all the way over to Covington, which is probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I used to make that commute every day, you know what I'm saying, because I was given the opportunity to make $20-some an hour. So I would drive all the way over there in my regular vehicle. I wake up early in the morning because I had to be there for like 5 or something like that. So I would wake up 2:30, 3 in the morning, make that commute all the way over there, hop in a semi truck that had been preloaded by myself the day before I got off of work. I would load that truck up with furniture. I'm talking huge couches, 500-pound couches. I would load them with a dolly, load them all into the back of a semi-truck, a dry van trailer, load the whole trailer up and deliver it over to the Long Beach, Mississippi location, which is right by Gulfport. So I would come, drop that trailer, pick up all the trash in a separate trailer that I would swap out when I got to Long Beach. I would hook up to the empty, and they would put all the trash from all the deliveries in that trailer, and I would take it back to Abita Springs, Louisiana, to a dump site, and I would have to unload that whole trailer of trash and throw it off the back of the trailer, and then go back to the yard over in Covington, which was about 25-30 minutes from Abita Springs, and I would back up to the dock door and then begin to load my freight for the next day that I was going to take back over to Long Beach. So I would do that, and then I would drive all the way back to Pass Christian, Mississippi, all for like, I don't know, maybe $1,000. I don't think it was $1,000. Maybe it was $850, $900. But it was a bump up from what I initially came down here working as, right? So things got slow around a certain seasonal part of the year where furniture doesn't move that great in this particular season. I didn't even know this. So things got slow on that end with me driving the semi-truck to and fro Covington, and they gave me the ultimatum to get on the delivery truck with the people, with the actually deliver guys. So they wanted me to drive all the way from Pass Christian, Mississippi to Covington, an hour and a half, and then jump on a delivery truck, go out and deliver beds, put them together, take 400-500 pound couches up stilt houses. Those are the houses that sit up off the ground when the houses flood down here from the rain and the rivers that you around, or if you got Lake Pontchartrain around you, some flood and all this old type of stuff. You gotta deliver this stuff by taking it up these tall stairs and put it together once you get in there. And you know, you might have 13, 14 stops a day, and one of them might have a bed that you got to put together, 2 mattresses, you know what I'm saying, the box spring and the mattress, and you got to put in a couch for them, and you got to put together that armoire, then you know what I'm saying, all this heavy stuff for 2 people that's on this truck. My last ditch, the wheel to my kids. Jesus.
I'm sure y'all deal with bigger companies.
No.
No?
Not with this
That's
type
my
of...
wife and her friend. They gotta be special and bougie. That's just how the shit
Bougie,
goes.
yes. Not with this type.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh shit. Keep going. You got it. Oh yeah.
I can't get in front of it. Back this way. Get straight in. I'll let you in.
There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's about it. Oh fuck, that was all on the knees. All in the knees. Oh shit. Does this make up for me fucking up your house?
Oh, we still gotta get that.
So, again, I tell you, I'm not the type of person that'll beg anybody. So I done put my body through a whole lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, in my 37 years, bro. Just trying to keep my head above water and stay afloat without having to beg and ask anybody for anything. So I did that for like maybe 6 months to a year. First the truck for maybe like 3-4 months, and then after that went to start delivering on this truck with the other delivery drivers, starting from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? And I did that for like another 6 months, 7 months. The only good thing about that was I was off on weekends, you know what I'm saying? I was off on Sunday and Monday, rather. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to work on Saturday, because, you know, most people want their furniture delivered on Saturday. So I did that back-breaking work, man. I'm talking about, I'm a little dude, you know what I'm saying? This was before I got my stomach and stuff when I started driving again, but I was so in shape, bro, because I was out there in the hot sun. It's 95 degrees. We got 500-pound couches, taking them up stilt houses, stairs, and all this type of stuff. people have elevators on side they still houses. They don't want you to put it inside their elevator because they say it's too heavy. They rather stand there and watch you work. You know what I'm saying? Like a good old boy. Go get that couch up there, boy. Won't offer you a bottle of water or nothing. That's what really taught me about how compassionate people were, man. Uncompassionate. I don't know what words you want to use, but they have no heart. Like some rich people, bro. Some rich people have no care, no empathy for what another person goes through. And see, they would look at me and think I'm just a broke boy because I'm doing this work for them. But I'm a man of standards.
Yeah, man.
I'm just in a situation where it's either start from the bottom and work your way back up in a new environment, or have pride and be broke and let your family starve. So I'm foot to the pavement, nigga. Assholes and elbows, me, nigga. That's all you gonna see. I'm a worker. So I did that, and when the opportunity presented itself where I, stroll on Indeed every day. That's my thing. I have a regimen. I got an email that come to my job, my email service, and I'm plugged in with CDL trucking jobs all around the Louisiana, Mississippi area. You know what I'm saying? I'm always looking for the next best thing that can help me put myself in a position where I can get more comfortable as far as my finances goes without me having to kill myself or be away from my family who depends on me to be there for moral support. You know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff, affection, all that, because kids need that growing up. Spouses need that. You need to be around your kids and your family, bro, if you're a man. So the opportunity presented itself for me to move over to this flatbed job. I never worked flatbed before. I done pulled doubles. I done worked reefer. I done did dry van. You know what I'm saying? Straight truck, box truck. I done did everything, but I ain't never did flatbed before. But it was like $1, $2 increase in the pay. So I applied for it. Now, mind you, around this time, I'm delivering furniture, back-breaking work. So I figured, shit, instead of me taking these couches up these tall-ass stairs and killing myself in this hot sun and being treated like a peasant, I jump on this flatbed truck. It's going to have me home every day, and I'm off on the weekends. So I did that. Went, auditioned for the job, got the job. Met an OG there that taught me everything that he knew. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like a low-key little father figure type situation. You feel me? So I did that thing. Ran that thing from Lafayette to Mobile, just every day, Monday through Friday, man. I used to get up like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. If you go back and look at some of my shorts, you'll see.
Yeah, man.
flatbed truck, man, getting up early in the morning, still on the grind, bro. You feel me? No day off since I've been down this area. In my whole life, I probably took about 15, 20 days off of work. My entire work history since like 15 years old. I never took days off, bro. So I did that, man, for like a month, right? And I was making about $800-900. See, jobs over here in Mississippi, they don't pay a whole lot of money. You got to cross that Louisiana line to make more money because the price of living, the cost of living is higher in Louisiana. So they have to pay people more to sustain their life with the high cost of living in Louisiana. So I did that job in Mississippi, pulling that flatbed for them people in Gulfport for like a month. And then this job came open to work for the company that I'm currently with. Before that, I had applied for a bunch of companies, man. And you know what the people told me every time I applied for them? They said, you got good work history, man, but I just see that you done had like 3 jobs in the last 2 years, bro. And we just can't put our trust in that because you done had too many jobs. And I used to try to explain to them on the phone, I'm new in this area, and I had to grab a job that would just help me pay my bills. So if I found a job that would put me in a better situation to what I'm used to making to support my lifestyle, it's just progression for me, man. If I'm working a job that's paying me $5 and one come along that say, we'll pay you $12, why would I stay at the job that's paying me $5 just for what? In hopes that somebody might call me. What if you don't call me and this job right here says $12 is good? I'm supposed to stay there? So I would leave $5 to $12, $12 to $17, $17 to $21. That's what I did. I had 3 jobs before I found my current job. So, a bunch of jobs passed on me. I tried to pull tankers, you know what I'm saying, for Dupree. They wouldn't hire me because of 3 jobs. So I said, all right, that's cool, man. So went on driving flatbed for the rest of that month that I was there. At the end of that month that I was there, this job popped up on my Indeed email. It said, paying excess of boom and boom. I said, damn, that's what I used to make when I was in Jackson. I said, I know I can't get that. But I applied anyway, just applied. Fuck it. I just keep driving flatbed. You know what I'm saying? I was finna go back to hustling and everything. I had already, you feel me? So, I applied. And they called. And then they called and gave me a phone interview. And then the phone interview went well. And then the background check went well. And then the CSA background came back good. Never had a DUI. Never had no failed drug test. Never had no criminal history. Everything came back good. So I'm like, shit, Nelson, this shit might, oh shit, bro, hold up. So I got a in-person interview. Sat down with my manager. My manager said the same thing. He said, everything looks good, Mr. Brown, but why you keep on leaving these jobs, man?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I said, man, to be honest with you, I said, I just moved down here, and every job that I had before this, they weren't paying me nothing. My first job, they weren't paying me good. They promised me one thing. They didn't give it to me after 90 days. And then my job was contingent on whether or not the elder person that I was filling in for, because he liked to go hunting during this part of the year, during December area, I said my job was contingent on him, and I couldn't wait on him to decide what he gonna do. I got a family to provide for. I just had a little boy. So he said, I understand that. I said, then with the furniture job, it was back-breaking work. You know what I'm saying? And they weren't paying good. And they used to try to put as much as they could on me because they knew I would put it, if you put it on that truck, I'm going to get it off. I'm going to deliver it. Whether I got to stay out there to 9, 10 o'clock at night. Even if I done came in at 5 in the morning, I'm gonna stay out there until that truck is empty.
All right? One time for Earl. All right? All right?
Because all I got is my balls and my word and my work ethic. You feel me? So my reputation has to precede me for me to be able to keep my finances flowing. And my reputation is built off this shit. So I left them because I found a better opportunity where people probably wouldn't try to kill me because they knew I could do the work. So I went to the flatbed thing. And in the flatbed thing, y'all came along. Who don't want to make $30,000, $40,000 more? You feel me? So he said, I understand that. I said, nah, for real. He said, no, really. I understand that. And like I told you, I came down here with 30, 40,000, man. Right down to when I got to my last $10,000, G. Them folk hired me. They started working me on the low end of the routes just to see if I could do it for real or if I was just a pump faking driver. Man, I showed them folk what I can do, bro. I ain't looked back ever since. My quality of life improved. I went from that apartment in the hood in Pass Christian to a lake house. I had a house on the lake, G. I was staying on the lake. I ain't never stayed in the lake. Even in Mississippi, I never stayed on the lake. I stayed at the reservoir, about a half a mile from the reservoir when I was young. But I got evicted out of that because it was way too expensive for child support that was coming out for 2 kids at that time. And one of them was raping me because I ain't show up to the court. So they threw whatever price they wanted to throw on me. That ate up 3/4 of my pay. So I got evicted out that junk when they hit me with the child support. So after that, let me see what Cub want. Hold on. So I had a lake house, bro. And then when me and the girl, if you go back and look at my Jezebel series, my playlist, you'll see the story of what happened to me and that girl that was a new tenant over there where I was living at on the lake house. It tells the whole story of how I ended up leaving my beautiful lake house environment where I could just walk out my backyard and go fishing anytime I wanted to. It got stripped from me, you know what I'm saying, because of the miscommunication and disrespect that I was around this girl that moved in right beside me at my lake house. So after that, man, we found a house in a predominantly white neighborhood, G. And the type of money that I was making, it wouldn't even affect me to pay my monthly housely duties, man. You feel me? So, and then I was able to build my money back up, all because of this job and this opportunity that was given to me when somebody had enough compassion to understand where I was coming from, bro. So, when people ask me why I go to work on my birthday, because I'm loyal to people that's loyal to me. My manager didn't have to give me an opportunity to work this job, bro. And some people might say that's slaving and, oh, you working for another person. Listen, my nigga, when I was in the streets hustling, ain't nobody ever front me nothing. I had to buy all my own sacks and my own packs. Ain't nobody ever gave me no money. So for a person to give me an opportunity to make $100,000 a year in a new environment where I don't know nobody, I ain't got nobody's name to stand on, I ain't got no recommendations, no referrals. He gave me an opportunity to work and provide for my family, to live a life that's up to my standards. I don't hurt for nothing. And what they don't give to me in mileage and incentive pay and breakdown pay and hourly pay and retention pay and detention pay, God provides for me. So when you talk about I'ma take off just because it's my birthday, that company still needs somebody to go deliver that grocery to somebody. You feel me? And they hired me for that job. I could celebrate my birthday on the weekend or on my off day. But them folks need me just like I needed them when they hired me. So I'm going to be there and I'm going to be loyal to the people that's loyal to me. Because that's how world works, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's a give and take world. When you take off from that job, they still need somebody to cover that. Now, if they fired you, you'll say they wrong. But when they need you, you want to put your own wants before their needs. See, I'm just a loyal person, and I see things a different way. I just want to speak on loyalty and tell people why I come to work on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm loyal to the people that's loyal to me. Loyalty still exists, man. You just have to find the right people. Alright, I'm out. I ain't gonna be here long. It's 6 o'clock now. I'll probably be off about 9, 10. I've been up since 2 a.m., so it ain't too much of a long day. I'm barely doing 8 hours today, you know what I'm saying? But it'll help the company out. That's one person that they ain't got to worry about trying to find a stand-in for. And hopefully they appreciate it. They might not even know today my birthday, but God know. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying when people don't notice the good that you do, God always know. He'll pay you back for it. All right, I'm out. Hope that helps somebody. Peace.